So I scored really bad for math. It was really, really painful. In the sense that because in Malaysia, I can score 100 marks for math and it's easy peasy. Right? When you go there, right, you are no longer the one that top few in the class. You feel oh, I'm not as good as before and I'm just not as good as them. In that period of time, I talked to my mom a lot. She's trying to change my perspective on this thing. You are being put in a new environment and there's a reason why they put you there with all the talented people and intelligent people. Because you can be one of them too. It's just that you have to learn from your mistakes and you have to learn from that group of people, the more intelligent and the more talented ones. So it's more like an opportunity to learn.
In this episode, we bring to you yet another journey of resilience and grit. The story grows from a little ballerina to an ASEAN Scholar, where only about 10% of applicants succeed each year. Today, we will explore how it takes for her to earn that scholarship, to persist, grow, and thrive far away from home. Welcome to the Sequoia Learning Exchange, where ideas meet and learning grows, everything through the lens of education. Hi Nicole.
Hi Miss Chloe.
It's great to have you here today.
I'm really happy to be here.
So Nicole, if you were to introduce yourself in 3 words, what would they be and why?
I would say resilient, independent, and caring. So, why resilient? I think when I get to go to Singapore, it is really about staying alone and you really have to live by yourself, where there's a lot of hardships that you have to go through and there's a lot of challenges that you have to go through.
And how old were you that time?
I was only 14.
14 and far away from home.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah. Because the living environment is really different, so you really have to force yourself to get used to the culture there, emotionally and academically, everything you have to get used to it. So.
And how long did it take for you to adapt to that new environment? You get over with your homesick and really mingle and feel like you're part of the culture, part of the environment. How long did it take?
It took me 1 year.
1 whole year?
Yeah. So I used to I was emotionally attached to my families and friends in Malaysia, so it was really hard for me to actually enjoy the life there at the start. So it actually took me 1 year. At the start, right, I felt although my body is there, but my soul is somewhere else. Yeah.
But that particular journey, the 3 years of ASEAN journey, this far, right? 3 years, it grew you into someone who is very resilient today.
Yes.
Right, okay. And independent, your second description of yourself.
I would say independent is almost similar to resilient in the sense that independent, because you are being thrown into a new environment, you have to stand for yourself. There's no one that can back you up. Where in Malaysia, I have my families and my friends that I've known for quite some time. So
yeah, there's always a comfortable shoulder for you to cry on here, right?
So it really forces you to step out from your comfort zone and to try something new and to make new friends, to thrive better.
Yeah, and your third description of yourself?
Caring. Why I would say caring is because I think it's more I'm a lot more inclusive. Because when you go out of your comfort zone and when you go out of your country, when you go out of your where you used to be, right, you see a lot more different people. You get to learn more cultures, different cultures, unique cultures from all the other places. And you also meet new people with different backgrounds as well.
So you learn how to mingle, break that barrier, and care?
Yeah. And forge a common ground between all of us. Because my batch, right, I think I have a lot of friends from all the other countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. So they all have different cultures. So you get to learn more and become more inclusive and more caring.
In these 3 years of your ASEAN journey, far away from home, what is the one thing that you have immensely transformed from your 3 years, Nicole, past Nicole, to your present Nicole? What is the one thing that thought that I'm different today?
I think I'm stronger mentally. Because I used to be a perfectionist where I really want to score full marks for everything. And I just cannot accept the fact that I cannot accept failure. Yeah.
That reminds me of an incident. Okay, so for our audience listening to us now, Nicole was a alumni, okay, from Sequoia. She was once a student here, and being her teacher, I remembered an incident. There was one time in secondary school, you actually had a warning sleep.
Oh yeah.
And what happened after that actually
yeah.
shocked the teachers, because warning sleep sleep is like
it's
like a disciplinary action.
not a big deal.
It's not really a big deal, but not really a small deal. So because it's a small deal, later this discipline master will come after us. Well, but what was the
I never complete my math homework.
So you forgot to complete your math homework and you got a warning slip from your math teacher. And I remember that time it was a breakdown, a meltdown from you. You cried like as though the whole world collapsed on you. And you know, we teachers that time was like, oh, Nicole, what happened? We thought something disastrous happened to you. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more on your meltdown that time. At that particular time, did you think yourself as very vulnerable mentally? And that's why you said the one immense growth that you have was actually mentally stronger.
Yeah, I would say that event, right? I feel like when I recall that event, it reminds me of a lot of things. Where how I used to be and how I used to handle situations. So I would say it's a bit ridiculous. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous.
But failure doesn't set us back. Right, it makes you think and reflect, and without that, you wouldn't know how much you have grown today. And today, your meltdown point is higher, right?
Yeah, melting point.
Your melting point is higher, right? How many degrees?
I think 1,000.
Right. So in Singapore, during that 3 years, do you have similar meltdown? And how do you recollect yourself from that meltdown? And being no good friends yet, I assume, at that time, or perhaps you have found one or two, how did you recollect yourself and stand back up on your feet?
Yes, I did. So it was my first, we call it weighted assessment. So like it was like a small test where it will be included in your final results. So I scored really bad for math.
That was first year?
Yeah, that was the first year. And it was really painful. In the sense that because in Malaysia, I can score 100 marks for math and like it's like easy peasy, like
easily top of the class.
Yeah, so when you go there, right, you only realize that there's a lot smarter and more talented people in Singapore. So you are no longer the one that is in top few in the class. You feel like, oh, I'm not as good as before and I'm just not as good as them.
You start doubting yourself.
Yeah, you start doubting yourself whether I'm actually smart enough, whether I'm actually talented enough, because there are so many people that are more intelligent and more talented than you. So at that moment, right, I was daunted. I thought I can never be as good as before. So yeah.
So you totally melt down.
Yeah.
And how long? What did you do to remind yourself again to be courageous, to stand back up? What did you do?
Actually, at that period of time, I talked to my mom a lot. She was trying to change my perspective on this thing. So like, actually, it's not really you are deproving in that sense. You are more like you are being put in a new environment, and there are a lot more people that are like more talented. You shouldn't see it as something that is like failure. You should see it as an opportunity to learn and to grow. So there's a reason why they put you there with all the talented people and intelligent people, because you can be one of them too. It's just that you have to learn from your mistakes and you have to learn from that group of people, like the more intelligent and the more talented ones. So it's more like an opportunity to learn
and to go on.
Yeah.
Right. If we were to delve into our failure for that moment of setback, it would be very difficult for us to stand back up again. So the ability to think that I need to move on is actually very precious, very valuable. You know, in one of my favorite book, Angela Duckworth, her book Grit, she actually mentioned that Enthusiasm is something that we can find everywhere, but what is rare is endurance. So it's really the resilience, the grit to go on, to move on, even in the most difficult times. Yeah. So that was your setback in Singapore. So Nicole, can you open a little window to how a life as an ASEAN scholar is like?
So, because my school is like further from my boarding school, so I have to wake up super early. It's like 5:45 I have to wake up and get ready and eat breakfast. Then 6:30 I have to board the bus and leave my boarding school to go to school. And every single morning, 7:20, yeah, 7:20 you have to be at the hall to do flag raising.
Flag raising?
Yeah, every single morning you have to sing the national anthem and do the pledge. So every single morning.
Every morning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I think that's what makes them
very disciplined.
Yeah.
The consistency.
Yeah. And after the flag raising, right, the first lesson will start around 7:50 until 10:50. So there are like 3 lessons in between.
1 hour per lesson?
Yeah, 1 hour per lesson. So 10:50, then after that you get recess. Yeah, recess. The first recess, it will be until 11:30. Then the next 2 lessons until 1:30. Then 1:30 to 2, you have another break, and 2 to 3 is the last lesson. So after 3 o'clock, that's what
life begins.
Yes.
What do you have after 3?
Usually, after 3, right? No, after schools we have CCAs, and CCAs can be around like 2 to 3 hours every.
So you said 3, so it ends at 6?
Yeah,
approximately 6.
Approximately 6. And for those who are like in dance CCA or like sports CCA, right, you end around 7. Yeah, so after that you have to rush back home, rush back to the boarding school. I think the journey take around 1 hour, like public transport. Yes, so you really have to take public transport. There's no like car for you. Yeah, so
walking is impossible.
It's impossible. And it's so hot there, it's so hot.
Humid, right?
Yeah.
Singapore is humid.
Yeah. You reach your boarding school around like 7.
And then dinner?
Then dinner.
You prepare your dinner on your own?
No.
Oh.
So like I think dinner is provided.
Okay.
So after you eat dinner, right, you have to wash yourself, clean yourself. Then usually it's either tuitions or self-study. So that tuition is called as English bridging course. So like because MOE thinks that like all the scholars, right, probably your English are not like as good as the locals, so they want you to go for tuitions and they want you to like improve your English. So the tuition will end around 9:30. By that time, you still cannot do your homework because during tuition you cannot do your homework. You have to do after the tuition. So you have to rush all your homework within 1 hour. And by 10:30 you must sleep. If not, the next day you can't wake up.
Do they like have a cut-off time for lights?
Yeah, 11.
11. So if you have like an incomplete homework, you just need to use a spot.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Or they have like rounds, to ensure that all lights are kept off? No.
Yeah.
Okay, but the main lights are turned off. I see. That's intense. How many subjects do you have?
9 subjects.
9 subjects and CCA?
I'm in choir.
You're compulsory to only join one.
Yes.
One club.
Yeah.
That's enough, right?
Yeah, that's more than enough. That's more. And like some of them, they will choose to join like 2 CCA. So it's like one main one and one sub one. So like the sub one can be infocom. Can be astronomy and so on.
I see. How many hours do you spend in doing your homework daily? I'm just trying to digest your schedule, your daily schedule, because you're 5:30 all the way to 9:30, and yet you do not have your proper time for homework yet.
Yeah.
So every day, how long?
Approximately 2 hours. Like max is 2 hours. But
you're always able to complete your homework within that 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you have to be highly efficient as well.
Yes. They really need you to be really efficient because I think a lot of our exams, right, in Malaysia, right, if I do my exams, right, I will have like plenty of time to rest and look at the ceiling and stare into just stare somewhere, daydream for a while, then sleep. But there, right, you have to rush through everything.
Tick to tick.
That's one thing that shocks me. I was like,
Then how do
I
you
don't
even
have
have
time.
time to revise, do a revision or something that your me time? Don't you have like me time? A drama?
Only
Drama session?
Oh yeah. Talking about drama, right? Talking about Netflix, right? I think I never watched drama on Netflix for like 2 years already. I can't even complete one drama. Like, it's a bit sad. But I feel like that's what makes my life more
Purposeful.
fulfilling. Yeah, and I feel like I have to be doing something. Yeah.
So, we have a lot of people this generation. We used to talk about work-life balance.
True.
Right. But most of successful people says that
It's very hard to strike a balance.
exactly. So you're not even into the workforce yet, but that seriousness in whatever we do is so vital to your success. You are in Sec 4 now, right? The last year, the final
Yes.
year, and she's just completed her
O-level.
O-levels. Yeah, waiting for her results in January. So being here from Sec 1 to Sec 4, it's really not easy with that daily schedule
Yes.
and not having Netflix for for 2 years. But still, we want to know that although you enjoy, I see that you do
Yeah,
really
I
enjoy that
actually enjoy,
purposeful
yeah.
life, and we're so glad that you enjoy that. But how do you take a breather in between? Because when we talk about a marathon,
True.
right, it's
It's
not
a
about
long- it's a long
sprinting.
run, yeah.
It's not about sprinting, but it's about that stamina, that consistency, and that grit. Because along the way, grit grows as well. Your
Yes.
resilience grows. So tell us about how that actually reflects in your 3 years journey.
I think the Singapore education is structured in a way that we have a long break. That's why they have to cram everything. Like they want to make us you'll be thinking, okay, I just work hard for this period of time. I work super duper hard. Then I'll have a really, really long break.
Yes, about 3 to 4 months, correct?
Yeah. So I think in that way that it's like
So do
I think
you
it's
break?
better.
Do you really break, or do you do crazy stuff like continue studying?
no, you actually like go rest and like relax, rejuvenate yourself, and yeah.
So your holiday has just started, right? And you are rejuvenating yourself.
Yes. Because O-level was crazy.
Where do you see yourself after this? Because you have completed your O levels. So what is your future plan?
So I'm waiting for my results. So after my result, I can apply for junior college. So I hope that I can get into good JCs, hopefully. Yeah. So after JC, then I want to pursue my study in dentistry. Yeah.
In
Medicine.
NUS, right?
Yeah, NUS. Hopefully NUS.
Alright, so I'll have some great consultation from you.
Oh.
In the future.
Free consultation.
Thank you. Alright, what advice would you give your fellow juniors here in your previous school in Sequoia, or perhaps we have listeners even like us adults? What is one advice that you could give us in times of challenging period, when we doubt ourselves, from what you have shared with us earlier, how you recollected yourself, stood back up, and continued that resilient journey? So give us an advice. How do we go through that, just like you?
I would say that talking to people around you is really important, especially the ones that are like closer to you, and especially the one that you trust the most. I find it really helpful to talk to someone that will help me. I don't know, it's like I find it helpful to share my problems, and through that I'm able to find solutions. Okay, not find solutions lah, but it's more like I need an outlet. Like all my negative feelings, or that I need an outlet to let it out. I need someone to talk to. So every single time when you face difficulty, when you face challenges, when you face like obstacles, talk to someone.
Just reach out.
Yeah, just reach out. You have to reach out. You cannot keep it to yourself, because at the end of the day, you might just feel like, oh, I don't want to take this anymore, and I'm done. So.
And that is actually a different story of being an independent. Being independent doesn't mean that
Yes.
You cannot depend on others.
Yes.
Correct? So like what you've mentioned is that being an independent person, at times we still need support from around us. We are after all not living as a solo human.
Yeah, you live in community.
Exactly, and we could leverage that collaborative strength, people around you. And when you were in Singapore, because you are first very, very new there, you're very fresh, how do you have that support? Because if you don't reach out to that support, it's even more challenging for support to reach you. Am I correct?
Yes, you're right. So I think they really, really make sure that you have the resources and you have people to reach out. So you have your teacher mentor in schools, you have your boarding mentor in your boarding schools, and you have MOE. There's a lot of people that you can reach out.
So the support system is actually there.
Yes.
All you need to do is to
reach out.
Okay.
And I think even in school as well, no matter where you are, just try to reach out to your family, to your friends, and so on.
So we're not in this journey alone.
Yeah,
correct?
you are not alone.
Yeah.
You should always stay strong, and you eventually see the light at the end of the tunnel.
From your story, what we could learn is that potential is one thing, but what we do with it is quite another.
Yeah.
The attributes, your resilience, your independence, your ability to reach out and care for others as well. So all this shape who you are today, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and your exam results would be out in January.
Yes.
So flying colors to you.
Thank you.
Let today's conversation encourage us to stay passionate, consistent, and also resilient. So this has been the Sequoia Learning Exchange, where ideas meet and learning grows. Everything through the lens of education. Till we meet next episode. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.